Just a quick update. I'm going to modify this unit. It's a pretty simple, probably 1 amp, 20 volt battery pack, and I'm going to add, was it 10 more cells, so it should triple its capacitance at the very least. I'm going to take all of these units, I've processed them, now I gotta test and charge them up and make sure the internal resistance and the capacitance is the same, and then I'm gonna make a 7S system. I've decided that my original conclusion was of 7S is correct, and I'm only ever going to make 7S systems other than this battery pack. This is for my father-in-law, so he can do weed whacking outside a lot better on just one charge. So anyways, I'm working on these. I'm very carefully and slowly testing these lipo packs, and I'll try and make 7S systems out of them. I have no clue how things will go. I'm waiting on a ton of parts. I've ordered a ton of stuff. I still have to disassemble these units and all that, but I am quite confident that 7S was the correct assumption, and buck converters would be used to go down. Right, you wouldn't really need to go up. So I have a lot of cells, a lot of packs to test out, play with, but everything's going to be modified and made into a 7S system. Just going to stick with what I know. There's too many problems with 3S and 4S. So, 4S you have to buck down no matter what, and then it gets to a point where it doesn't make sense. And then 3S is like, it barely is at the optimal for an inverter, so it's just not advisable at all. 12 volts with lithiums are never good. This seems to be working just fine. I haven't had any issues. I've been able to clean up the wire connections that are going to my charging station. So I've used this old wiring that was used for sensor systems in a barn. Don't really know what type of wiring it is. I guess this stuff, but it seems to work really well, so things are a little bit neater. I do want to resolve this wall charger in the future, but I'm not really sure what to do. There's a huge problem with this guy. I may have to figure out something else. I think maybe just instead of 4 in series or in parallel, it should have been 2 in parallel. I'm not sure, but there's a ton of heat buildup at the connections, so I may have to take this entire unit apart. It's getting really black on the tips. You can see it right there. So that's the only problem. Other than that, the spot welder is working really well. It's just the tips are getting really black, and there's a ton of heat buildup at where the wire connects to the rods, the spot welding rods. So I don't know. I guess it's not a big deal, but I'm very carefully moving forward with these lipos, but don't really know what else to think of this. I'm waiting on the TP4056s so I can complete this power wall or charging station. And I'll be building another power wall soon. It'll be dubbed version 4.1, I guess, since this is version 4. But I feel like it's got too much stuff on it. Like, I don't need these cigarette lighters or this unit. I don't think I need this fancy wall plate. It does look nice, but I feel like it gets in the way of diagnosing issues and being able to measure problems. But who knows, maybe I'll figure out a better way of putting it on there. So anyways, I thought I'd make this video quick. Don't really know. I've processed all these, and now these are in deep cycle being tested. There's all these are garbage ones that have like between 500 and 900 milliamp hours or something, I don't know. These are all dead, and then these are all my little stash of really nice ones. So for the next wall, some guy messaged me on Kajiji, and he wanted a 12-volt battery pack using these cells here. And so, you know, I talked to him. I said, okay. He said he wanted 200 amp hours, so it equals out to between 87 and 97 cells, depending on, you know, the issue becomes, you know, 4S or 3S, blah blah blah. So he wanted 4S, and then so I was just messaging with him about it, talking, and then when we got on the phone, he was and it was finalized, the price was finalized, and that. Then he said, "Oh man, you got to cut me a deal." Well, I told him, buddy, I don't need to cut you jack shit. All right? So insulting. So insulting. I'm selling these for a loss, 50 to 75 cents each. 50 to 75 cents each. And that motherfucker has the goddamn balls to say you got to cut me a fucking deal. And then he didn't have any of the equipment or know-how to make a pack like this. And then, so I made one prototype. It was just using hot glue because he's such a cheap motherfucker. He didn't want to pay for holders. He didn't want to pay for anything. So I made one pack just out of curiosity, and it does have, it has 52 amp hours. It's pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with it considering how ugly it is and how cheaply it's built. But anyways, it was out of my own curiosity. But that motherfucker didn't want to pay for a goddamn thing. And he's sitting there telling me I got to cut him a deal. Well, I stopped talking to him. There's no point in fighting with people like that. When you deal with someone like that, they want you to make something for them, and then they start playing games with the price. Nah, buddy. Nah, man. Why don't you pay for a brand new unit, $200 to $400? How about that? Have a nice day. Goodbye. And that's how you deal with those people. This is for my father-in-law, and this is fine. These cells, I can't really use them. They're too low, right? They're 2700, right? So, whatever. I'm happy to help out family members and stuff, but some stranger off the street telling me I need to cut him a deal, that guy can go fuck himself, you know? So, when you're doing business, talk nice, and don't fill someone's ears full of shit. So, anyways, I wanted to share some of that stuff. So, let me know what you think, guys. Sorry it was such an angry rant. Oh, that's pretty bad. Sorry, guys. Alright, have a good day. Bye.